how much darker can you get with that movie? I mean, honestly, geez Louise. I mean, they already had ridiculing an elephant just because he's different. The mom going apeshit crazy when they even touch him. The whole pink elephant deal, which even as a kid, that just freaked me the hell out. And I think to myself, it's one of those things where, again, thumbs down. I do not want to see a live-action Dumbo, A, because I think that the original Dumbo itself is, A, already dark, and B, it's still a good movie. So why would you just, again, create something that was already good and decide, hey, let's just rehash this out. Let's just remake this. It's like, it doesn't make sense. And I'll turn this over to you, because I'm sure you got quite a bit of ammunition, especially with your good buddy Tim Burton. So,
hey, I don't hate everything Tim Burton does. Like, I really like Nightmare Before Christmas. I can enjoy Corpse Bride once or twice, maybe in my lifetime, not in a week or anything. But I enjoy that he has his own style. That you can always tell it's a Tim Burton film. You're like, oh, this. If you just played something without any of the credits, I would be able to say that's a Tim Burton film, for sure. Which is good. You should have your own style like that. And he puts out some really good things, just as I was saying before, like, I just don't like him touching some of the things that I like. Because I don't have that mindset, the creepy, dark, like, hollowed out eyes type of animation. I don't like that. It just kind of creeps me out. And I don't know what he would do with Dumbo. Again, is it literally called live action Dumbo, or what is it? Like, I don't understand your term of live action when they don't have humans.
Well, basically, like they said, it's just live action remakes that they're planning. So that's going to be probably more CGI based, I guess, so that it makes it look like it's live action. I think that's kind of their perspective on it, but...
So they are calling them live action.
Basically, yeah, because it's not animated, but it's not, you know...
It is animated. CGI is animation, but
right.
They mean, like, they're going to have, like, real sets, like, human sets. I guess there are some people in Dumbo. Of course, they throw stuff at Dumbo, and Dumbo would be... he's definitely a creature you have to make with those ears.
Yeah.
So he for sure had to be all CGI. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about this one. I don't want to give it like a full thumbs down because I could see them turning the story a little bit, making it a little more like you say, the darker side. I probably personally won't like it that much, but I could see them redoing it and being able to redo it. But again, I hate when they're calling it live action when it doesn't have like a person to be that centerfold,
right.
Like of why, like Jungle Book was live action because Mowgli is a human.
Right.
But if there's no human, I don't get why you would even, if you can make money off of it, they're going to do it, but I don't get why you would even, like, do that to yourself. Like, let's spend all this money on animation because it could just easily be all cartoon, but okay.
Right. Well, then let's move on to one that actually is a bit more, human centerfold, and that being, actually, I guess because of the success, Maleficent, they're actually going in a different direction with this. They're creating a Cruella de Vil movie, which I guess from what I've read, they want to kind of do like a two sides to every story deal with her, and they've already rumored that Emma Stone would probably be confirmed for that role. First of all, yes, because I would love to see Emma Stone in a villain role. Two, yes, I think she'd be perfect for that kind of role because I think I could see her having that kind of attitude. I think that with them trying to do like a two sides to every story deal, I could see more them doing a deal where she was nice growing up and she had a good, a good heart, and then something kind of corrupted her to doing the things that she did. But I think that if they try to do like a whole deal where, she's actually trying to save the puppies instead of skin them, it's like, it's not very possible to even try to pass it off as she was the good person in that entire thing. I think that if you have like a bit of more of a brighter backstory and then just like either one thing or two things or something that just kind of stands out where it's just like, where she just kind of snapped and now she wants to be like this, evil villain. That I can see. But if they do like the whole two-sided deal like they did with Maleficent, it's going to probably not really, what's the phrase? It's not going to really capture my attention, there we go, as much as they would think. I don't know. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I could see that. I think I agree with you if they make this story kind of about her growing up and what turned her evil. It would be very interesting. And by evil, I mean, she's not necessarily evil in quotes, but she's just a puppy killer. So, you're like, oh, I actually just recently watched something that killed a puppy, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do it. Puppies are too cute. But no, I think that would be really cool, and I also think Emma Stone could do a really good job. Again, it's as long as it's totally focused on Cruella de Vil and not really about the Dalmatians the whole time, because they've already done that live action, and I mean, it was alright. I don't know how much you like the 101 Dalmatians, 102 Dalmatians, however many they've done, but
I think that Glenn Close did just a phenomenal job as Cruella de Vil. I will say that. I just think that I think the first one was good, but then when they did 102, that was where it's like, okay, Glenn Close is the only reason why I'm watching this movie now. It just, the story was dumb. The other characters were just not very supportive, or they were just not really capturing my attention. They just did not make me, want to go back and say, oh, I want to see this movie because, the dogs were funny, or this person had a funny line, or just blah, 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 blah. No, for me, it's just, it's because of Glenn Close. She did a phenomenal job as Cruella de Vil, and maybe too good of a job, where she just, oh my gosh, I think that's the only role now that I can actually see her playing anymore. I think that she also played one other role, if I'm not mistaken. I thought...
Guardians. She did a good job.
Oh, that's right! For some reason I was thinking Firefly, but then it's like, no, she wasn't in Firefly. What was that movie? Guardians, that's right. Okay.
A lot of good things. She's a really good actress. I like her. But no, she was perfect for Cruella de Vil. That creepiness she spot on. So that's the only reason why I'm like, if they do a Cruella de Vil movie and they have Emma Stone, who's a more younger version, I would say. So hopefully we'd see her like growing up in the fashion world and yada yada. But I don't know. It wouldn't be something that I'd be like, oh my gosh, finally. I would kind of be like, I guess if it gets on Redbox, I'll rent it for $1.
All right. Well, these next set of movies I'm actually going to tie in together because they basically go hand in hand. They want to do a live-action Peter Pan, but they also want to do a bit of a live-action Tinkerbell movie, which they entitle, ironically, Tink. The reason why I wanted to tie this in, because here's the thing. In the Tink movie, they actually have rumored that Reese Witherspoon would probably play the role of Tinkerbell. I think the only way that you can make that work and the live-action Peter Pan work is if you continue to have Reese Witherspoon playing for both of those movies. Because if you have either like a CGI animation in the Peter Pan one, then you just have Reese Witherspoon in the Tink one, it just doesn't feel right. It just feels kind of iffy. It feels kind of awkward. It just doesn't really feel like, they're even trying. I think that, if, in that movie in the Peter Pan movie, if you don't want to have Reese Witherspoon talk, fine. I'm sure some people would actually applaud that. There's some people that probably are not big fans of Reese Witherspoon, so they're thinking like, oh, a movie where she doesn't talk, totally okay with that. And then if they want to listen to her talk, they can go see, the Tink movie. I know that they've done, oh my gosh, Hollywood has done so many different Peter Pan spin-offs or series or stuff like that. It's just insane that they've made so many ones. They've done, I think the last successful, no, that wasn't Disney even. I thought Hook was maybe a part of Disney with Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman, but I'm thinking, no, I don't think that one was Disney.
I don't think that was Disney either. And I actually just was looking at, because I know the 2003 Peter Pan, and I don't think that wasn't Disney either, so that would explain that. I was wondering, I'm like, didn't they just do a live-action Peter Pan? By just, I mean in 2003. 2003. Which 2000, if I see a 2000 type of thing in front of my movie besides a 1990 something or 19 something, I almost feel it's too soon.
Yeah.
But I guess since it wasn't Disney, they could probably do some things. I thought the kid who was cast as Peter Pan for that 2003 one, I think they just tried to go off of looks. Like, if you were, when I was in 2003, like, I was young like that, so I was like, oh, he's cute. But, and I mean, the villain Hook, they did really good. He's a common villain. I forget what the actor's name is, but the actor for Peter was just awful. He wasn't a good actor. So they do that quite a bit when it's not Disney. They get somebody who looks the part but just can't deliver at all. So I think that movie fell flat because of that. And the Wendy girl is real annoying. She had really big, she was English, really big front teeth, to the point where you're like, wow, your teeth hit me in the eye. It hurt.
Great job, British dentistry. You've done it again.
Come on, English people. A.k.a. myself. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess. I enjoy the story of Peter Pan. I like it. I enjoyed all the songs that came out in 2016 about Peter Pan. I thought they were all great. So, I could be behind it. But it's just, yeah, I've been there, done that. I'm not going to jump out of my pants for this movie, but...
Right. Well, there was one on there, Little Mermaid. We kind of discussed that a little bit when we talked about the Disney remakes back last year. So we'll kind of skip that one. We'll end off with a very interesting one, but one that I think that needs a little more justice because, geez Louise, when they brought in the movie Geppetto, I thought, great. And now I got another thing to associate Drew Carey with, and that's a horrible movie. That being Pinocchio, being a possible live-action reboot. Honestly, like I said, I think it needs a little bit of justice. After all the remakes they've made, all the different movies that they've all created with either CGI animation or some random puppeteering deal, I think it needs one reboot to hopefully give us something good that we can think about with Pinocchio. I mean, great movie. Thankfully, there's not too many songs where it's just like, you got to have this song in here. I think it's one of those things where if they didn't have a song, could probably get away with it. But I'm not, holding my breath saying, if they don't put the song in there, I'm going to complain. If they put a couple songs in there, totally okay with it. But as long as they, of course, keep Pinocchio the same, don't make him like this rebellious kid like they did in Geppetto. That was just kind of weird. They definitely need to incorporate Jiminy Cricket because he's awesome. And honestly, if they put in Jiminy Cricket and he ends the movie with him saying, when you wish upon a star, that's fine. I'd be totally fine with that. Just to see him sing that, and as long as they actually have somebody who can sing, then I'd be totally okay with that. But I don't know. Your thoughts on possible live-action Pinocchio?
Yeah, again, been there, done that. I feel like I've seen it so many times, and I don't know, I agree. I think it's a classic Disney, and it's more classic, I feel, because of Jiminy Cricket was a big, thing for Disney. Like, he's in a lot of, like the Christmas specials and all that stuff. Yeah, I guess. I mean, again, not too excited, but like you said, the music in that is like super old. So I think, like you said, if it's When You Wish Upon a Star, I could see that one. But otherwise, the music is almost too old for me. Like, I don't want to hear the squeaky singing voices that was in Pinocchio. Kind of like, I was like, I can't listen anymore. But yeah, I guess they could do it if they want to try again. But I think people get annoyed with that. Like, hey, we've seen this, like you said, like, there's been like 3 or 4 other Pinocchio movies that they've tried to do, and maybe it's not all Disney, but it's still the same concept, and it's still the same, like, Been there, done that. Not excited.
Yeah.